Hi guys. So at the end of last night's stream, I told you all that someone very close to me, my godfather, somebody whose name I share, is currently in very critical condition in the hospital with COVID pneumonia. This person definitely has comorbidities, but that doesn't make it any easier to face. We discussed it a little bit in the stream, and it kind of encouraged me to make this video. It's a little bit out of my normal scope of videos, but I felt the need to put this out there. So the COVID conversation has been limited almost entirely to masks and vaccines. And that's where the argument generally focuses and arises between left and right. So I want to put a video out there that details the things you can do to bolster your immune system whether you're vaccinated or not. Every bit of advice that I'm about to give you is within my area of expertise and backed up by evidence. All sources will be posted in the description of this video if you'd like to check them out. It's very unsettling to me as someone in a medical profession that the conversation is focused almost exclusively on masks and vaccines, with preventative measures and even treatments like monoclonal antibodies being dismissed by many people as anti-vax and conspiracy theories. This is not how we treat diseases and infections. Preventative measures have a tremendous role in all diseases, and COVID-19 is no exception. The politicization of any disease is very dangerous, and that is what has happened with COVID. We've become vax and anti-vax is what they're calling each other, instead of, look, we're people being faced by a global pandemic, a disease that has killed a lot of people, and can be very dangerous, especially if you have certain comorbidities. And so we need to work together to overcome it. This is a real problem. So I'm going to get into just some preventative measures, and I want to tell you, what you can do, right? I don't want you to feel hopeless. There's two supplements that are associated with better immune response and outcomes for COVID. These supplements are zinc and vitamin D. So zinc helps, it basically what it does is it inhibits the expression of angiotensin converting enzyme 2, so ACE2, so what that is an enzyme that causes constriction of blood vessels, and it's associated with viral load in COVID, right? So there's a linear relationship between angiotensin 2 and viral load in COVID-19. So higher angiotensin, higher ACE2 is associated with a higher viral load. There's a spike glycoprotein on the COVID virus, okay? And so it binds to, this specific protein, it binds to ACE2, and reduced levels of zinc actually favor the interactions between ACE2 and COVID-19. So that's just a really basic explanation. There's a source for this in the description. You can go take a look. If you want to know more, check it out. You can buy zinc at any chain grocery store in the supplement section. I get it at Walmart. Okay, on to vitamin D. So in the study that I linked, you can find that's in the description of this video. There was a significant negative correlation found between vitamin D and COVID cases in a cohort from 20, I believe, European countries. So this is a large-scale study, right? That means that proper levels of vitamin D were associated with lower rates of COVID and vice versa. To a point, of course, because your body can only use so much vitamin D, right? So if you're just ODing on vitamin D, essentially, like you're just peeing it out, it's not doing you any good. There have been meta-analyses run that show that vitamin D can assist with direct inhibition of viral replication, and it can be a safe, effective agent against acute respiratory tract infections like this. So this study kind of concludes that people who are at a high risk for COVID-19 should consider taking vitamin D supplements if they're deficient in vitamin D. You can get vitamin D at Walmart too, or any other supermarket that has a supplements section. And remember, going outside, spending time in the sun helps your body manufacture vitamin D on its own. Outside time is absolutely key for health. All right, two more quick things, and these are things that I'm very passionate about. Cardiovascular exercise is a huge factor in immune system boosting and can help as a preventative measure for COVID in a ton of ways. So cardiorespiratory health in general is paramount in combating all respiratory diseases, right? So walking, running, biking, jogging, skiing, hiking, swimming, all of it. It's all good. Look, some of the biggest COVID comorbidities are type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease, pulmonary disease, so lung disease, and other cardiorespiratory issues and weight-related issues. Cardiovascular exercise addresses all of this, and it'll improve your overall health anyway. So not just as a helpful preventative measure for COVID-19, it's also helpful in general. I added a source for this just because I don't know the rules for making videos about COVID, but it's fairly common knowledge in the medical community that 150 minutes of moderate cardiovascular exercise each week is so it's 30 minutes 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, right? So it's an easy breakdown of it. It'll improve your overall health and function. So I personally recommend more than that, but if that's what you can do, great. Also, resistance training. Resistance training is extremely functional in prepping your body to fight COVID and other diseases. In the source that I added below, and remember you can check this out, they recommend resistance training twice a week. So I personally recommend 3 to 4 times per week for about 30 minutes. And again, this is in my area of expertise, so I'm comfortable saying this. Like I do have a good understanding of what is safe and medically correct for this. In my undergraduate program, I was part of a study, and basically what we found in that study is that there's a huge increase in white blood cell response post-resistance training. So this is significant, right? Because building muscle is not only functional, but it's a big part of building that overall immune health for everything. Okay, not just for fighting COVID-19. So finally, I want to go to the mental health aspect of COVID because, look, I attached a study for this because, again, I don't know what the rules are, but in the medical community, it's very common knowledge that exercise, particularly cardiovascular exercise, is very, very good for your mental state. So in a time where lockdowns are prevalent, mask mandates exist, and black-pilled pundits, I'm not naming names, are telling you that the world is collapsing and civil war is approaching, mental state is extremely important. Take it into your own hands and exercise regularly, preferably daily, right? Take 30 minutes. It's only going to improve your quality of life. So look, guys, I know that most of this is common knowledge and we've known this for a while, but in light of what's going on in my personal life, I felt moved to present you with some evidence-based ways to build up your immune system to fight COVID. So whether you've taken the jab or not, I'm not here to advise for or against the vaccine. I myself have taken it as a prerequisite for work, full disclosure, but that's a personal decision that I made, and I believe that that decision is protected both by HIPAA and the Constitution. This is my olive branch to everyone in the COVID mask vaccine debate. Take care of your body. Do the best you can do to keep yourself healthy. Address your comorbidities as you can, because we know that that's one of the biggest factors that differentiates COVID cases from COVID deaths. It's comorbidities. I'm going to continue to post short 15-ish second reminders to be active every couple of days on my channel because everyone, especially today, I think it's just one of the most important topics that everyone needs to have in front of them constantly. Politics don't matter when it comes to health, or at least they shouldn't. You can follow me on Twitter at SeattleiteJ, like and comment your thoughts. I love your input on this topic. I'm going to live stream tonight a little after 6 p.m. Pacific time to talk about this and other things. I hope you can join us then. Take care of yourselves and be healthy. I'll see you next time.